9:45, 6th of February. We just left Cartagena, and we're looking for a little bit wind because there's no wind. We're heading for Saidia, Morocco, which is 162 miles. It will be a solo sail, and the sea is kind of calm. I think we have a 1 meter swell, and well, the weather is kind of nice. We are expecting around 15 to 20 knots of wind once we're at sea, offshore, and then we'll expect to arrive in 24 to 30 hours, and the last 50 hours probably the wind will die down. So we might have to do some hours of motoring. The day started bad because before I left I was doing the instruments. I took the caps off and this is what I saw. So they stole my instruments. Luckily the chart plotter is still there, and it will not be really like Christopher Columbus style, but there's a lot of data like wind speed and wind angles we have to do old school. But okay, let's start to enjoy this. We have 11 hours of light in the day, we have 13 hours of darkness. So at 7 o'clock it's pitch black dark here at the Mediterranean in February. So I hope that we soon find wind and that we can do some serious mileage before the darkness falls in. Okay, talk to you later. Conservative sail plan. I have the Genoa out, and I kept some slack on the main sail, so if it picks up too much I want to sail comfortable. We're doing around 5.5 to 6 knots. I have no idea how the wind blows because they stole my screen, so but my guess is around 12-13 knots or something. The sea is getting a little bigger, 1.5 meters swell I guess, but beautiful weather, so we're doing fine, and I hope it keeps like this. This is really nice sailing. Write some images from the front of the boat. We're clipped in with the lifeline. It's not that it's heavy weather, but I'm alone, so swell is now I think around 2 meters. So I hope the wind picks up a little more. I would like to have some more speed. I'd like to reach like ideally 6 knots, because we are expecting on the Moroccan side that the wind dies down. So but okay, we'll enjoy it, and report to you later. So I don't really like to cook on board, especially when I'm alone. So I take it easy on the menus, let's say. Also, I don't like to eat too much. I'd rather have a snack every few hours, because I don't know why, but at sea if it's too heavy. So here is what I'm having. I'm having a hard-boiled egg with some cucumber, some vegetables, and then some pre-cut slices of cheese. This is not a cooking show, but it's just to have some food. The trip is only 30 hours, so if I want cuisine, then I can have it soon. But anyway, look around. So the Spanish coast is slowly getting smaller, and so far so good. So here I'm chilling a little bit. You see there is full sun, so I even put on sunscreen. The Mediterranean in February. We're now roughly 6 hours in. The sun is hiding behind the clouds and the sails. Spain is just hardly to see, so we're really going offshore. And well, speed is I think I calculated it an hour ago, and we're averaging 5.5 knots, sometimes dropping below 5, sometimes going a little bit above 6, so that puts us in for a 30-hour sail. Just had a cup of instant cappuccino, watched of course the dolphin show, and we have about 4 hours of light left before we go into a long night. Last hours of daylight here. Wind situation, wind picked up a little, so we do 5.5, 6, and the swell increased significantly. We have now sometimes 2.5, 3 meters. Not all of them, you know, it's infrequent, but once in a while it just but luckily they are far away, so it's not that it's like it's short, stacked. And then of course always watch out for these big boys. It shows up. That one is half a mile away, and they come from behind, so you have the tendency to watch in front of you, but you have to look back also, of course. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to having such a long night, actually a dark night, I mean then, but okay, the weather is fine, we don't expect too much wind. Yeah, still all good. So the last 30 minutes of daylight, soon we're going into the night. past a huge, I don't know, I think it's a passenger's boat, but it's always surprising how fast they approach. This one was going at 16 knots, and if it comes against you and you're going 5, you're approaching with 20 knots. So that's really it's really amazing how fast it is. For the rest, I cannot complain. Not so much traffic. I don't know if, because this is kind of a big route, so everything that comes from the Atlantic goes up direction from Barcelona, passes here. So yeah, I didn't have big swell. Sailing is still smooth. Swell is sometimes big, it's not all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna make a cup of coffee, and then soon we are heading into the night. And then of course, and that's my main problem, is sleeping, taking short naps, because since I'm solo I have to keep watch also. But yeah, that's always challenging, and then I think it's best not to think about it too much. See you later. 10:30, and we're lucky it's almost full moon. So at this point where we are now, there are no clouds, so we have still light basically, and it's night. However, I think in 10-15 miles there is a little bit of clouds, and I think we will be in the dark. But this is really magic, sailing in the dark but still be able to see quite far. Well, it's around 9 o'clock, and it's really busy. The point or the region we arrive, it's like a Christmas tree with boats. I have 4 boats within the next 20-30 minutes, which are within a mile, more half a mile, so it's very busy. I have to pay a lot of attention, and speed is great. We're doing like 7 knots already, like an hour and a half, so we're really making way. And yeah, that's the update. It's morning now, and night was pretty okay. We had very good winds until 6-7 in the morning actually, and now we are in front of the coast of Algeria. I'll show you this. In the evening we had until 12 o'clock very much traffic, really crazy traffic, and then at a certain point it just ended. And now here in Algeria there is nothing. There is no traffic, no boats, nothing to see on the AIS. It's deserted. And the thing is, I'm heading to Algeria. I can't of course go there because document wise that's not okay, but it's the only course I can sail. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't want to like do the engine for 8-9 hours, so I'm going to try to do 3 more hours on this course, although it's not the ideal course, and then maybe 4 motor hours to arrive in it was actually predicted that the wind would die down on the Moroccan coast. And but you know, I still have like 4 knots, so as long as I'm doing 4 knots I'm not gonna put the engine on, because if it was 2 more hours I would do it and go 6 knots to Morocco, but now it's too long. I don't like the engine on for so long, and so I hope if I can keep the 4 on the board, maybe 3. I want to go down to 3.5 knots. And get 3 more hours of sailing in, 4 more hours, and then put the engine on. Okay, talk later. So unfortunately it's motor time. My speed dropped below 2.5 knots and the sails start flapping, and I can't have that. So I also had battery issues, so I needed to put the engine on. We have exactly 30 nautical miles to do. I put the speed in on 5.5 knots. That means that in 5.5 hours we will arrive at the port, let's say 5 o'clock. An hour to enter the port and to find a place to put the boat. So that means that normally at 6 o'clock before dark I should be in Saidia airport. It's It's a shame. The weather is also cloudy. It's a little bit cold, and it's a shame that I have to motor so long. But anyway, that's sailing, and well, this the last straight line. I'm going to enjoy the cola. Sante. So we're now 20 miles out of Saidia. I can't see any land. It's a little bit foggy there down the coastline. Visibility here is good at the sea, but I can't see any land. Well, still motoring, about 3.5 hours motoring still to do, and we're in the final leg. Behind me are some squalls, but I think if I'm a bit lucky I can avoid them. I'm now 2 hours before arrival, and as I told before, here you don't meet anyone. I haven't seen no boat, nothing, and I was just 10 miles out of the Algerian coast, and the Coast Guard called me, and they wanted some information. So apparently they have eyes on you, and although there's nothing to do, and well, it was just some questions, and maybe they come to visit me, I don't know, but at this point there is nobody. I mean, it's really like nothing I've ever seen, not the smallest boat, nothing. Usually you have at least some small cargoes at the coast, or at least some fisher's boat, or if it's not professional you have those recreational fishers, but here really nothing. It's okay, two more hours to go. I feel pretty fresh, just had some coffee, and I hope I can dock safe in 2 hours in Saidia.